The first thing you did after traveling through time and space and becoming an invincible swordsman was to lie down and play badly. For 500 years, you either wandered around the world with your dog or gossiped with the generous women of good families. Even in every sect assessment, you strictly controlled the score. The last one in the Zhenwu Saint Lu Ruyan laughed at you for being the shame of the Holy Land and told you to get off the mountain and start fighting. The other saints and the decorations were talking about it, and they couldn't figure out what happened. Lu Yun saw Yi Qinghan coughing to cover up the temptation just now. Everyone was promoted on the spot. I am Yi Qinghan, the chief examiner of this assessment. Now the people who were called to touch the soul test on the stage were the first. Gung Feng, a strong man, walked up with a tough face and a pilgrimage-like luster. It was Gung Feng who didn't expect him to be the first to reward Gung Feng. It is said that some children of a clan can sense spiritual energy naturally. So awesome, they have to practice ancient strength. The decorations also looked at Gung Feng with expectation. Gung Feng's reputation is ninefold. Gung Feng's Xian level, medium talent, ordinary body, good pass. Gung Feng clenched his fist and stood aside. He passed the first level. Awesome! He was only one step away from entering the refining valley. It is not easy to have such a level of cultivation at this age. Everyone was chatting, and the assessment process was constantly advancing. The 535th Dragon Rider was announced by Yi Qinghan, and the whole audience was in a commotion. It was the 7th prince. At this time, in everyone's sight, Leng Qi walked up step by step, and his palm touched the side soul stone. Everyone stared at the side soul stone on the stage without blinking. Leng Qi practiced drums to drive away insects and concluded a middle-grade talent and excellent qualifications. The sound of the soul stone machine was explosive. The whole audience was in an uproar. Damn, the Earth-level talent is very talented and has a special body. Doesn't this make people popular? The first martial artist who has appeared so far is actually Liangu High School. What's the joke? We are here to make up the numbers. Yi Qinghan rarely smiled and said, the bulge is very good. You are qualified to compete for the chief disciple of this session. Leng Qi bowed his hands very gracefully. Thank you, Elder, for your kindness. Leng Qi will definitely live up to your expectations. Li Changxing nodded on the periphery. He was a good seedling. There were also many talented disciples who practiced buttocks. However, they were all Xian-level talents and had not reached the high school level of practicing bones. However, from the satisfied smile on Yi Qinghan's face, it can be seen that this class is much stronger than the internet world. It is probably because the saint has spread the news that she wants to rectify the Holy Land. The next one, Huang Rui, is the fairy in goose yellow clothes. She is so beautiful, much more beautiful than the top star of our Kyoto sect Fangxi. When mentioning the names of some powerful elders of Zhenwu, some people may not know their names, but Zhenwu Huang Rui is definitely among the top young Davids. Some people even ranked it, and Zhenwu Huang Rui ranked first among the characters in David Fenghua 4. Huang Rui practiced Cuba Worms and Huang Rudi, both of whom have low-grade talents and belong to the superior grade. My God, he is not inferior to the 7th prince. The goddess is really my goddess. If there is a goddess who favors this fairy, it doesn't matter. The grooms couldn't take their eyes off Huang Rui for a long time, but Li Changxing felt the spirit of Lu Ruyan from Huang Rui. If he was trained well, he might be the next saint. Li Changxing gave a simple comment, but it caused a mockery from a groom next to him. Brother, you ride a white dog, and you are the last island goddess Huang. In your heart, is it just good? Shouldn't it be stunning? Li Changsheng waved his hand to continue the conversation. I didn't expect Huang Rui to gain a crazy fan just by taking the test. Suddenly, the light flashed, and a thin colored mist floated in the air of the trial hall, revealing the colorful light. Because the disciples of this test are more junior than those of previous years, Lu Ruiying temporarily modified the rules, and the grooms below the 4th level of Ningxi were directly eliminated. Damn, the leftover woman's voice is too nice, but what did the leftover woman say to modify just now? Li Changsheng looked at this farce with some amusement. This was clearly aimed at him, because in the test 50 years ago, he happened to be stuck at the 4th level of Ningxi. No, the groom who had just mocked Li Changsheng was now heartbroken, kneeling on the ground, and repeatedly shouting. It took me 7 days to walk from Jingwu Mountain to Jingwu Holy Land, but the rules were temporarily changed, and I happened to be at the 4th level of fame. Li Changsheng patted his shoulder and gave him a comforting look. Are you happy? The groom mistakenly thought that Li Changsheng was here to mock him, and I saw you in anger. Just leave like them, and don't go up for the test, so as to avoid getting a ball. Go ahead. The groom pointed to the scattered people outside the crowd. I'll try it later, maybe. Li Changsheng said a word, and then lay on the back of the white dog and fell asleep. The assessment continued, and finally it was the last person, number 4960 Li Changsheng. Yi Qinghan's voice revealed helplessness. After waiting for a long time, no one came on stage. Yi Qinghan was stunned. Could it be that Li Shushu knew that he was excluded by the leftover women, and he had come to his senses and consciously went down the mountain? Everyone was talking about it, and they turned around and started to discuss whether Li Changsheng was still there. Here Li Changsheng walked over here happily. Looking closely, there were some saliva marks on the corners of his mouth. He was Li Changsheng. Wasn't he a dog knight? Li Changsheng quickly walked to the soul-testing stone and put his hand on it. The gemstone showed an abnormality and issued a dull alarm. What happened? Yi Qinghan looked fierce. This is the top soul-testing stone made by David. It has been used for hundreds of years. Can it still make mistakes? Bang! After struggling for a few times, the soul-testing stone finally broke. Even Li Changsheng looked fierce. He didn't know how many times he had used this soul-testing stone. Every time, it measured his cultivation very stably. Why did it break when it was touched today? Could it be that it detected his own priority? How can this be calculated? The soul-testing stone of Chang now is broken. I think I should be a level talent and physique. Did he not plan it correctly? Reapply for a retest. Some of the Shoushou who were not satisfied with their results protested and shut up. Yi Qinghan let go of his momentum and the place was silent. When testing souls, he should be ordered to the end. When testing souls, he exploded with the 5th level of fame. Li Changsheng passed. Yi Qinghan made a conclusion that leftover women were not here. It was his home court. Even if Li Changsheng tested below the 4th level of fame, he had thousands of reasons to let him stay. It was just that it was easier for the public to be blessed. The second assessment of physical fitness test, everyone followed me. The destination was in the back mountain range. Everyone was relieved to see him go away, but the damn oppression. Li Changsheng smiled and followed the large group to the back mountain. At first, he looked like a monkey. Shoushou knelt and roared. How could he be so lucky? Why didn't the soul test stone explode when I was tested? God is jealous of talents. He was so angry that he rolled in the trial hall and vomited blood. He sighed that the way of heaven was unfair. He was fined for dirtying the trial hall. At 30 o'clock, the two outer gates looked directly at him. I don't have snacks. Xiang Ho Xiu was stunned. Why is there still a fine? Come with us. From then on, Jingwu Forest Farm had another branch. 70 years ago, the dividing line between Feiyun Mountain Range and Jingwu Holy Land. The water flowed down from the sky, the water splashed like arrows, and the flowing clouds saw the weeds. Qing Han sat in the highest position, looking quite cold and selfless. This is the water flow above the Jingwu waterfall. The spiritual energy contained in it is extremely rich. It is also the source of our survival in Jingwu Holy Land. The pressure is great. This third test depends on who can jump higher. Those who can jump 10 meters under the pressure will pass. Everyone has long been immersed in the wonders of this world. When Yan clenched his fists and defeated the power of heaven and earth with human power. Which modifier Wen Ji did not cheer and jump, but it was like a dragon flag with our royal stone lions looking at the waterfall, and ripples appeared in his heart. At the end of the Jingwu waterfall is a Shengzhilan spring. Any force that gets it can build a top-level middle gate within 100 years. He naturally has a purpose for going to the Jingwu Holy Land. He wants to become the chief disciple of this session and then become the Holy Son. He will accept Huang Rui and the Holy Girl as his concubines and make the Jingwu Holy Emperor a vassal of the dynasty. The more he thought about it, the more excited he became. Longqi walked forward and asked the elders of Dai Island if they could let him be the first to try it. Yi Qing Han nodded and thanked the elders. Longqi was ecstatic. For such a big show, he, Longqi, naturally wanted to be the first. He walked not far from the waterfall, posed, took a run up, and jumped up with his feet, like a thunderous explosion on the ground. 136 meters, just reported the result. Damn, 136 meters. The ordinary fifth level of spiritual energy can only jump 10 meters. It's 2 against the sky. Everyone was full of admiration. The dragon flag had set a good start for them. Yi Qing Han stretched out his hand, and the spiritual energy was already gathering in the air. The overall score was 6.8, sharing the worries. Everyone couldn't sit still. Damn, it was only 6.8 points. What's the full score? The full score should be 10 points. Jingwu Holy Land is worthy of being a holy land. The standard is too high. If it were any other sect, it would have scored full marks long ago. Li Changsheng looked at the Jingwu waterfall. He had never worried about this level. Every time it was the easiest level for him. Okay, you guys come in order. The first Gung Feng, Yi Qing, and Han Ye added to the noise, and the assessment officially began. 25 meters 2 points. Someone was dragged away by Wei Yacheng, vomiting blood. 50 meters 2.8 points. In this stage, everyone performed similarly, and no one was particularly amazing. Even Huang Rui, as a woman, her physique was inferior to that of men, not to mention that her talent was not as good as Long Qi's. She only scored 5.7 in the test, but for this contempt, it was undoubtedly sky-high. Okay, the last one is Li Changsheng. Yi Qing Han said this weakly. Here we go. The cheerful voice sounded again, and Li Changsheng walked over slowly. It was this kid again. He didn't leave in the last stage, so he must leave this time. Jingwu waterfall is not that simple. Forcing a musical instrument will damage the 5 internal organs. I don't think he is that stupid. If he fails, he can join another clan at most. If he is hit and his foundation is damaged, his life will be over. Who knows, he might have a problem with his brain when he sees him riding a big white dog. Everyone looked at Li Changsheng with sympathy. The rushing water was like an invisible barrier, leaving a strong airflow on the water surface, which made Li Changsheng feel excited. Hurry up, you are the last one. He looked straight at the waterfall impatiently, and then he was a little confused because he thought Li Changsheng looked familiar, but Li Changsheng had restored his original appearance, which was slightly different from the appearance at dawn. Li Changsheng stretched his muscles and bones and did 2 push-ups on the ground. He reminded the host to pay attention to the bad performance, otherwise he would not get the reward. This time, Li Changsheng's body was weak. What are you doing there? Push-ups are not done by dogs. Can you walk and give up directly? The laughter of the crowd came. It was undoubtedly that they regarded Li Changsheng as a clown. Then I am here. Don't be scared by me. Li Changsheng took a closer look. Suqian modification. Li Changsheng took a run up and rushed to the Jingwu waterfall without stimulating any spiritual power. Pure physical body participated in the assessment. Does he have any special characteristics? Everyone was shocked because they found that Li Changsheng did not use any spiritual power at all. The sound of running echoed in the vast canyon, and someone jumped and congratulated. Everyone's eyes were focused on Li Changsheng. He jumped up his knees in front of the waterfall, and then turned into a beautiful prone man in the air and flew horizontally for a distance, just like drinking wine. Li Changsheng landed without any damage, very elegant and unrestrained, making everyone look down on him by 3 meters, but he just burst out with a droopy face. Ha ha ha, he was in the air with my perspective, why didn't anyone jump up? It seems that this kid only jumped 3 meters, why did he do so many actions? The whole audience burst into laughter, even Huang Rui, who was trying to maintain her fairy life, couldn't help but squat on the ground with laughter. This kid is not bad, his name is Li Changsheng, right?